One of my favorite hobbies is just staying active. Like I like to go outside, like to run. I'll lift like weights. I feel like being sober, I have a lot of energy, so I try to just make sure I exhaust myself as much as possible. There was a lot of things that, helped me initially that just kind of got gave me a jump start to my recovery program. I've been sober for 16 years. I think at one point I did want to work in social work, but I gravitated towards what I was naturally good at, which is mathematics. But eventually, 16 years down the road, that calling kind of came back to me. Ultimately, I just love showing people that you can have fun in sobriety and just being that support for people when they need it. When I went to rehab, I still didn't think, I didn't know exactly what was going to be the thing that helped, but it was almost like looking back in hindsight, it was everything. The community that helped me were people who had been through this themselves. They had been through recovery themselves. They had been through, rehabs or went through therapy. And then eventually, went through a 12-step program, which I'm still currently a part of. The more I do put myself forward and keep myself in some high regard, the better off I am to help the people around me. My relationship with myself has become like almost a necessity. And again, not for me, but for others. And again, a lot of that's been taught in sobriety. I don't think I would have ever known how to understand myself if it wasn't for day-to-day working in recovery and just kind of working on myself. Through recovery, I get the benefit of wherever I am. I moved around a lot. I've lived in Arizona, lived in different parts of California, and now I'm in Charlotte. And it only takes me probably 4 or 5 months to build a huge amount of friends. And these are really solid friends I can joke with and just bounce anything off of. Having friends to share life with has been one of the greatest things I think that the recovery community has given me. I've been sharing my story publicly recently, and there was some concerns. There were how is my job going to take this? Some risk involved. But again, to me, I'm at a point in my life where it is more important to get this out. I've been extremely open about it. I think at some point in my life, I just feel the value of, disclosing the information and sharing it with people is by far greater than any sort of repercussions or stigma that could come with it. I feel also programs like Unshamed and Shatterproof, destigmatizing SUD, and there's just a lot of other, agencies. Word is getting out more and more where, this is an issue. People have it, but at the same time, there are services, we're trying to get people help. So I feel that over time, through education, people will start to kind of understand exactly how SUD fits in the world and how some of these people are they shouldn't be ashamed. They're just like one of us, just like normal people just trying to get by.